This video is brought to you by TS4U IT Engineering Bootcamp.
I'd like to ask some questions. So do you know what is the git merge does?
Yes. For instance, I use GitLab as our Gate hosting platform, and we have a lot working on certain projects, and some projects actually for multi-teams at the same time. So managing all those times, all of those sometimes become a hassle because everybody's using pushing codes, and because many people are working at the same time on the code base, and forking the codes and just doing a lot. They don't actually give it from the remote, because we're working with a remote repository. What happens is, in that case, sometimes you cannot push the code and the remote repository keeps building up newer codes. Then we have on the local, developers are always coming in, passing, and having issues that a lot of them can be pushed. So what we have to do is we have to go and screenshot and take care of our issues that we are facing, and then have a general procedure that we have right now where the Confluence page states that is what kind of states what is available for all the developers. So the typical error cases that we have, if we face any, we are able to solve the problems. And how we solve those problems is basically we tell our team members that you can search command as well, but fetch needs a git merge command afterwards. So we typically work with the storage of that time, work with the I'm having a little bit of trouble recalling, but I do understand that we usually for most of my experience is kind of with merge, we are just working with fetching and addressing those.
I can share how we do this. So we build our platform and we have all the microservices, and we have many developers work. So we manage actually the three environment, development, test, and production. So the developer always work on their own repository, and the DevOps team actually own each of them. The main means the production, and the staging means staging the code base, and the development means development code base. So our developer actually, they work on their own repository. And the process is, once a developer actually complete a user story, they push their own repository and they actually complete the review process with their own seniors. And that's the internal process. Once that part is done, they actually create a merge request. And once the merge requests get approved, the developer code actually merge to the development code. That's our processes. Then our environment is it's a developer responsibility to actually perform their unit testing. We do not do the bunch of the true unit testing. We do more about the API testing. A developer does it. So that's how our environment is. So multiple developers, they're working on their own repository, and then they just create the merge request, so that once the merge request get approved, then actually it merges to the main repository, which is the dev, test, and production is the final one. Okay, so